So today I'm going to talk to you about the 3 lanes of eXp. So what do I mean by the 3 lanes? Well, quite simply, each lane is a different revenue stream or a different aspect of eXp that agents like me and like you and like any other agent in the country can leverage against eXp to expand their empire, build their business and generate revenue. So in this short video, I'm going to explain each of the 3 lanes in a relatively short and concise way, because to be honest guys, I could speak to you about this for absolutely hours, but I won't bore you, I won't do that to you, don't worry. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in. So of course, the first lane that we're going to talk about is good old-fashioned estate agency, the industry that we all know and love, and the space where most of us have got our experience. Now, every agent who comes into eXp comes in on the same kind of economical basis, so we all get a 70-30 split, so we sell a property, and as the agent, you keep a minimum of 70% of that revenue. So a £10,000 fee translates to £7,000 in your back pocket. Now, we all benefit from a £24,000 capping threshold, which essentially means that as an agent, once you've billed eXp £24,000 in one trading year, that means that you'll get the entirety of your commission less a transaction fee of £250 plus VAT. So after you've capped, that same £10,000 transaction is actually worth £9,700 to you as an agent, making sure you've got real longevity in the model. So the first lane is estate agency, growing your personal brand, listing properties, selling properties, exchanging and completing on properties in your market or on a national scale. There are no restrictions. The second element of the second lane, I guess, of eXp is going to be what we call revenue share. Now, I look at revenue share more as sort of a mentorship recruitment type role, because I want to make sure that within my business it's not completely dependent on me all the time. I love selling properties, I love making great videos, I love delivering service, and I don't think I'll ever get over the buzz of tying up a deal. So I think for as long as there's oxygen in my body and my blood's flowing, I'll always be selling properties to some kind of level. But essentially I want to build wealth, I guess, and I don't want to be dependent on doing every appointment, every viewing and negotiating every sale. I'd like a business that can run and give me income without me trading my time for it, and that's where revenue share really comes into full focus. So how revenue share works is that eXp as a company, we're a global organisation. You may have seen some recent updates from me where we launched into India, into Portugal, into Mexico. We're obviously active in America, in the UK, in New Zealand, Australia. So we're a global outfit essentially. Now, because we're still expanding, because we're still moving into new territories, and because we're trying to be the best that we can be in every market that we operate, of course recruiting great agents is absolutely essential to making those plans come into fruition. But as a rule, eXp do not contract the services of third-party recruitment companies, and that's because we don't want to send recruitment fees outside of the business, and we want our agents to benefit, so we incentivize those who help us grow. And with that, that's where revenue share comes into full focus. So how that would work is if you're an eXp agent and one of your friends or ex-colleagues or someone in your network sees your success and decides to come into the business and set up their own business, if you're the tie that brings that individual into the company, eXp will give you a financial thank you out of their 30% every time your agent transacts on a deal. That means that you've got an incentive to look after that agent, make sure they're engaged and they're happy, make sure they're performing, and make sure that they're building the business that they want for themselves and their family. So that breeds a great culture where everybody wants to see everybody else doing well, because of course it's the right thing to do, but secondly, you've got a vested interest as well. And that means that as you expand your network and as you help more agents grow, you can take more of a mentorship type role. It's a bit more hands-off and you're helping other people build their business, and as a result, you're being paid off of the back of that. That's something that I've really tried to embrace towards the second half of 2020, and moving into 2021, that's going to be a big focus of mine, and it's something that's currently paying all my bills and something that I'm working really hard to grow alongside my estate agency business. And the third lane that I'm going to talk to you about is stocks and shares. So as I've already mentioned, as a company, eXp are a global outfit, so we're operational in territories all over the world. We own tech and all sorts of bits and pieces, which has seen the share price rocket from $6 this time last year up to about $60, which it was at earlier this year, and we generally fluctuate somewhere between the $45 to $60 mark. So the share price has absolutely rocketed. Now, as an eXp agent, as one of our business partners, we gift you stocks and shares in the business completely free of charge without you having to pay for them. And how that essentially works is once you sell and once you complete on your first deal, so just for doing your job essentially, eXp will gift you a set amount of stocks and shares in eXp World Holdings completely free of charge. On top of that, if you bring other agents into the business, once they complete on their first sale, we will also give you stocks and shares every single single time one of your agents completes on their first deal, and that builds up completely passively in the background. On top of that, we've got an opt-in equity share program where you can choose to have 5% of any fees that you generate go directly into buying stocks and shares on your behalf at a 10% discount to the open market value at that time. So again, if you opt in for that, stocks and shares will be purchased on your behalf, and that will build up completely passively without you having to do a thing. So the way that I look at it, stocks and shares is more of a pension pot. I don't really think about it, I just let it build up in the background, and I know that one day, in whatever amount of time it takes, I'll choose to cash those out, and for me that's going to be a bit of a pension type payout. The revenue share allows me to build a global team, so I can quite literally have an organisation of thousands of agents all over the planet if I choose to build it that way to build passive income and take more of a mentorship type role. At the minute I've got around 20 agents in my organisation, and I'm looking to really build on that into next year. And then of course we've got estate agency, which for me is my passion. It's what gets me excited. It's the here and now. It's the great videos. It's building brand. It's looking after customers in my community and really making sure that I'm kind of making revenue in the short term and focusing on selling properties to get that revenue. So there we go, 3 lanes of eXp as to how you can leverage the model to build not just short term but also passive and long term wealth as well. Guys, I hope that was of some value, and I'll speak to you soon.